Welcome students. Today we are going to talk about commodities market. Firstly, we are going to talk about governing body of commodity markets. Just as SEBI regulates the stock market, SEBI also regulates the commodity derivatives markets from September 28, 2015. Before SEBI, it was Forward Markets Commission which was regulating the commodities market in India. But due to the inefficiency and failure of Forward Market Commission, the government decided to merge Forward Markets Commission with the SEBI and gave SEBI the authority to regulate the commodities market. So from September 28, 2015, SEBI is regulating the commodities market in India. For this purpose, the SEBI has created a separate department called as Commodity Derivatives Market Regulation Department. So now the regulatory body of commodities market in India is not Forward Markets Commission but SEBI, which regulates the Indian commodities market. Now let us move on to the functions of Forward Market Commission. The first function is advise central government. The Forward Market Commission was authorized to advise the central government with respect of the recognition or withdrawal of the issues from any association in respect of any other matter relating to the Forward Contracts Regulation Act of 1952. This means the Forward Market Commission has to bring to the notice of the central government regarding the recognition or withdrawal of any circumstances by an association, that has to be notified to the government and take the decision thereon with regards to the Forward Contracts Regulation Act of 1952. Next function is observing and taking actions. The Forward Market Commission has to crucially observe the happenings and activities in the commodities market, and in case if it has to intervene in that matter, it has to use its power assigned to it by the government under the act. Moving on to the next function, collecting information and publishing reports. The Forward Market Commission was assigned with the task of collecting the information from time to time and publishing it to the central government. It has to collect the information regarding the trading conditions in respect of goods which comes under the provision of this act. It also has to collect information regarding the supply, demand and prices and any other goods coming under this act. It also has to prepare periodical reports regarding the working of forward markets relating to such goods. Next point, providing recommendations. One of the vital functions of Forward Market Commission is suggesting or giving recommendations. Such recommendation must be in a way that leads to the improving of the organization and working of the Forward Market Commission. The Forward Market Commission is free to recommend or give its suggestion to the government regarding the improvement of the organization. Next point, undertake inspections. This is one of the evaluative functions of the Forward Market Commission. Here, the Forward Market Commission inspects the accounts and other documents of any recognized association or registered association or any member of such association whenever it feels that it is necessary to undertake such inspection for the purpose of smooth running of the organization or commodities market. Moving on to the next topic, membership. To become a member of Commodity Exchange in India, a person has to fulfill the minimum eligibility criteria, which are as follows. He should be a citizen of India. He should have completed 21 years of age. He should be graduate or having equivalent qualification. Fourth one, he should not be bankrupted. Fifth one, he has not been debarred from trading in commodities by statutory or regulatory authority. Next, let us understand about types of membership of commodity exchanges. The commodity exchange provides for three types of membership, that is, namely trading cum clearing member, which can be further classified into two subcategories called as trading cum clearing member 1 and trading cum clearing member 2. And the second one is institutional trading cum clearing member. And the third and last one is professional clearing member. A trading cum clearing member is a member of the commodity exchange who trades on his own account as well as he trades in his client's account. He is entitled to clear and settle trades for himself. Now, who all can be a trading cum clearing member? A sole proprietor, partnership firm, joint Hindu undivided family, a corporate entity, a corporate society, a public sector organization, or any other government or non-government entity can become a trading cum clearing member. Now, these trading cum clearing member are further classified into two types. They are trading cum clearing member 1 and trading cum clearing member 2. Generally, trading cum clearing membership can be possessed in two ways, that is, in the form of deposit based membership and non deposit based membership. In non deposit based membership, these membership are transferable, whereas the deposit based membership is non transferable. Second one, institutional trading cum clearing member. These are the institution or corporate body which has been admitted by the exchange as a member and conferred upon them the right to trade, and these member has to clear the trade through the clearing house of the exchange. This trading cum clearing members can make deal for themselves or else they can make deal for their clients. They also have authority to appoint sub-brokers, authorized persons and trading members who would be registered as trading members. Moving on to the third and last type of membership, that is professional clearing member. A professional clearing member is an expert clearing member appointed by the exchange for the purpose of not to trade but only for the purpose of clearing and settling the trade carried on by the other members of the exchange. The member would be allowed to clear and settle trades of such members of the exchange who choose to clear and settle their trades through the professional clearing